start saying that.
I'm not an agent, but I play one in the office.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'm recording now, Josh. So
Certainly complains like
This
one.
is right to sell.
yeah,
Well, no, that's just something.
hi, Jen.
Hold on. Where are we meeting?
Like you're being forced to be here.
We all are. Oh, is this recorded now?
Yes, it's being recorded. Be used against you. Hi, Lexi Lou. How's my favorite marketing director in the history of the Western world? Yeah, she's not going to answer.
Get on there again. Get on there one more time. Open it up. Sorry. What she say?
I'm going to mute you guys, Steve, as interesting as it all is. Okay. Adam, good to have you from Bozeman. Adam, is it true that there was 20 inches of snow at Big Sky and Bridger, or was Mark Corner pulling my ski leg?
No, that's true.
Seriously? 20 inches?
I think so, yeah.
Targhee got 20 as well.
Come on. Well, we're going to end this fan club in about 4 minutes because Josh and I are going to get our rigs and head for the mountains with the – there you go. Nice one, Jen. We're going to head for the snow. So, as always, Prince is right. Sometimes it snows in April, and it certainly is doing that in Montana. All right. We're going to get started here. Lexi, you ready with all your material? Oh, my God. Lexi, whatever. You and your little scooter machine. It's not even getting any sympathy. We got a few things to go over today. It's going to be a lot of screen sharing so I can show you some stuff. And I apologize for this. My eyes have already been bleeding for 3 hours this morning because it is a lot of numbers that I'm going to share with you. Not numbers you have to remember necessarily, and you can certainly find these, and I'll send you the stuff. But I just want to share some really, really good news from the corporate level all the way down to us agents and OMs in the offices, okay? So just lots and lots of good things. We've got a couple things to share first. Okay, so we've got a couple things to share first. We had an ad in today's paper here in Sun Valley today, and I can't say for sure whether it's gone into all the markets, but we took out a full-page ad in our newspaper today, touting the successes, and some of you in the other markets are on this because we're all part of one company. But this is a full-page ad in our newspaper, so it's yay big and yay wide. It's black. It's on the very back page. It looks awesome. So, and it says the following. It says, congratulations to our 2017 year-end honorees, representing the top 17% of Coldwell Banker agents worldwide. There's a couple folks from Grand Junction. There's Christy Reese. Never heard of her before, but she's on there. Our illustrious duo here, Steph and Kelly. And then other folks from all of our company in the top 5% worldwide. Natalie Ames, look at that. Ross, somehow, good thing he's hitched his sleigh to Eileen, I suppose. And then over here on the right, top 11% worldwide. This is within the Coldwell Banker network of agents. We've got a bunch of folks from all of our offices. Excellent. There's Yazbek from Steamboat. And then top 17%, the Sterling Society. Everyone from recent birthday girl Cindy to Pamela, you're on there. Excellent. Let's see. Jen Peterson, I think you're on here somewhere, aren't you? There's Jennifer. She's on the call today. Anyone else on the call? If you're on here, congratulations. Great stuff. This is a full-page ad in our market, just trying to show the scope, the size of our company, even though these all aren't Sun Valley agents, obviously. Stephen, there you are. Don't know how you got on there, but maybe they tabulated all the production from the agents you work with there in the Guru program, attributed it to you. So anyway, that was pretty cool, I thought. So congratulations to everybody and to the company. Here's the next thing I want to show you, which looks like this. Our OM here in the office made up a poster. Here's Jennifer, as I say this, for the FSBO and Expireds contest. I hope you are all aware at this point that through May 31st, whoever brings the most FSBOs and expired listings to the market for us, for you, has the chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Gen Blue in August which is in Indianapolis. Never mind the venue. Gen Blue is an awesome event. I went last year in Vegas in October. It's actually better that it's in a place like Indianapolis because then it's more about the conference and less about the Rocket show or whatever they drag me to. Keep in mind, there's 2 contests going on. There's the metro markets, Grand Junction, Montrose, and Bozeman competing against each other. And then there's the resort markets, 1 winner from each. The winner goes to Gen Blue, all expenses paid. Granted, you're driving. No, I'm just kidding. Second place in each of the markets, $250 in blue bucks towards Gen Blue. And then if you do bring a listing but don't win, you do get $10 of blue buck money for every listing you bring. Okay? Now, this poster obviously says bring your listing agreements to Derek or Jennifer. If you're in another office, please don't do that. We'll look at you skeptically. Make sure your OMs and your MDs know that you have brought a FSBO or an expired on, because if you don't let them know, it's not going to count. Okay? So thank you for that poster, Jennifer. If you want one of these for your office OMs, send a $20 self-addressed stamped envelope to Jennifer, and we will get it to you. Okay? All right. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second because we all have a selfish streak in our body. Hey, Mr. Almond, how are you, sir? Look at Montrose. Just dark. It looks like Dr. Strangelove's set in there, doesn't it? Okay, Carrie, your hair looks great. We're all in good shape here. Actually, do a little bit more on that side. There you go. Okay. So, Don, we don't have to worry about that, do we? We're just like, hey, man, I have hair. Okay. So, but here's the meat of the fan club, and this isn't a training. Here's how you do this. This is more of, it is a fan club. We're going to talk about why we should be such fans of our 4 levels of Coldwell Bankerness. Top level, Coldwell Banker Corporate, one of the biggest and best real estate companies in the world. Next level, Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties, one of the biggest and best Coldwell Banker affiliates in the country. Next level, your office. Each office is having a great year after an already fantastic 2017. 4th level, you, the Coldwell Banker agent. When you put those 4 levels of just awesomeness together, you've got a pretty great story to tell. You've got a pretty solid set of arrows in your quiver. This is a quiver, right? The quiver holds your arrows. Your quiver on your back, you've got, boom, me. Not me, you. That's a really good arrow. You've got CBDP Grand Junction, or Vale, or Montrose, or Steamboat, or Craig, or Sun Valley, or Bozeman. That's a great arrow. Here's another one, Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties, one of the biggest and fastest growing real estate companies in the Coldwell Banker family. Another arrow. And then your biggest 4th one, Coldwell Banker Corporate. So we're going to look at all 4 levels of these layers, all 4 layers of these levels, I don't even know, and talk about how you as an agent, you as an OM, you as an MD, you as an office can leverage our numbers, our stats, to make it impossible for a seller or a buyer to reject you. Okay? Is real estate all about numbers? Of course not. If you don't have the charm and charisma of a Josh Anderson, the numbers aren't going to make any difference whatsoever. But when you combine that level of charisma that Josh has bought with, with the numbers of you, of your office, of your company, and of your corporate brand, man, I think that's a pretty unbelievable combo. Okay, have I convinced you all yet? Good, let's move on. And Lexi, I know you're either on this call or you're scooting around the office getting sympathy for one of your sprained ankles. Carrie, does she even have a sprained ankle, or is that just looks? Yeah, whatever you said, that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. I apologize for the amount of numbers you're going to see. You will, count on me now, you will get all of these things in an email, so you don't have to write things down, even though I have, and that's how I learn, is I write things down. Like I learned, I'm one of the coolest people I know because I wrote it down. You'll get all this stuff, and it's going to be a lot, but all I'm trying to do is just prime the pump for you so that you can take this stuff and use it when you need to. You can put it in your listing presentation. You can use it on your website, on your email signature. You know, fastest growing Coldwell Banker company in Western Colorado, whatever. Okay, so lots of things you can do with this, but I'm just going to give you the material. Then it's up to you to do what you will with it. Okay, add poster. First thing I'm going to go over, sharing my screen, are the quotables. Every year, every year, Coldwell Banker produces this packet, let's say, called quotables. Okay, where does this live? I did not create it. Alexi did not create it. This lives in CB Exchange. You've heard me say 84 times, you can get so much stuff in CB Exchange. Just go in there, type in quotables 2017, and you'll get this document. I'll email it to you, but I'm saying it is available. Hi, Mr. Schilling. How are you doing? Nice to have you here. Not in your usual setting, but I won't disrespect you anyway. Okay, so here's what the quotables looks like. It's an 8-page document that Coldwell Banker Corporate puts together to say, here's the stuff that agents should be talking about this year. So remember, we're talking about 4 layers, 4 levels of awesomeness. This is the top level. This is the corporate level. They've put this together for us, okay? So a nice big splashy thing. If you've got a client on the fence about you, you can send them this whole document. It looks great. And then you can say, this is the last home I sold right here with the glass chairs. Yeah. Okay, so premium global brand. This talks about how we are in 47 countries, 3,000 offices worldwide, even in Turks and Caicos. Is that how you said it? Excellent. No one here to disagree with me. That's fantastic.
It's got 2 names.
Yes, with an and symbol. I think that's their official name, has an ampersand in it. It might be the only country in the world with an ampersand in it. But here's the really cool stats that I just love, and I think I got an answer, Jennifer. Anyway, Coldwell Banker statistics as of 12/31/2017. Number of U.S. transaction sides, 730,000 transactions in the U.S. by Coldwell Banker. Average sale price, it's 15% higher than the NAR average sale price. Total volume, $242.6 billion. A lot of you have seen in our listing presentations that skyscraper image that said in 2015 we did 172 billion. Well, it's up to 242 billion in 2017. That's an astounding number. And this is for luxury stuff. Number of U.S. 1 million and over transaction size. Almost 30,000. That equals almost 800 a day or something like that. With the average sales price of those, $1.9 million. So when you're up against, especially in the resort markets, someone saying, well, Slifer does all the luxury business or Sotheby's does it all, you can say, look, Coldwell Banker does more luxury than anyone in the world. We did 28,000 deals over $1 million last year. Sotheby's can't top that. Okay, this one, independent contractor, sales associates, representatives worldwide. It's a fancy way of saying we have 92,000 agents in our system. 92,000. That's a perfect number. It's not tiny. Sotheby's has 19,000. Keller Williams has 948 million. So I don't know what they have. It's not that many.
I wasn't picking up the sarcasm on that one.
Our number is perfect because it over 3,000 offices worldwide. Okay, that means that we have a great network, but it's not just everybody that's ever looked at a real estate magazine is in our office, right? So these are numbers that I think can go a long way towards making you the impossible to resist as an agent. Okay, on page 3, I think we are. Here was a calendar of milestones for the company in 2017. Interestingly, Robert, your couple big sales in Vail is not in here. I'm sorry about that. I emailed them, and they said maybe next time. Welcome, David Marine. You maybe met him or seen him online. Awesome marketing guy. He does great work. He put this together. Smart home. More stuff about our smart home that we're pushing the envelope with that. Great. There's some numbers here. This is all about smart homes. This is us on the web. This is an important page. Perhaps we can generate a graphic like this for our listing presentations. I don't know if it's in there. Anyway, it's about CBX, which I'll be doing next week for Fan Club. It's about Zap, which we don't use. Please don't ask me about Zap. Josh, I just saw, yeah, look at Josh like, oh, I'm going to ask him about Zap. God dang, man. I'm so glad I wasn't a teacher of yours in school. Be in the corner facing away upside down every day of the year. Look at this, though. The Coldwell Banker brand is the #1 most visited real estate brand online, and there's 2 asterisks there. You know why there's 2 asterisks there? Well, I don't know, because source is Media Trends. Anyway, 70 million times people visited Coldwell Banker website. I don't know. It doesn't really matter what this is other than we track way ahead of Remax, Century 21. Boy, I bet you they feel dumb that that's their name now. Welcher, never even heard of them. Keller Williams and Berkshire Hathaway. So look at us. That's awesome. That's a number we can use. Social engagement. We are the #1 most influential real estate brand in media according to Clout. If someone knows who or what Clout is and can give me a little bit of like, oh, this is why Clout's a big deal, I would love that, because to me, this might be some guy who sits in a room and says, hey, must be Coldwell Banker, my name's Clout. I don't know, but I'd love some information about that so I can feel very good about this. We've had over 140 million video views. We have the most active and interesting YouTube channel, et cetera, et cetera. 42 million video views, 1.7 million blog visits. Lots and lots of numbers here. Global luxury stuff. This goes back to that second page. 28,000 transactions of $1 million plus homes. $149 million in luxury transactions every day worldwide. No one can touch that. No one can touch that. And significant sales. A few on here. One was in Aspen. I guess they have big homes there. Another in Bellevue, Washington by Coldwell Banker Bain. If you're a luxury agent, it might behoove you to look into these people. If they're selling these things, make a connection. Grand Junction agents, maybe you want to call someone in Aspen. Sun Valley agents, Bozeman agents. Seattle's a feeder market, so maybe there's that, okay? And then here's some stuff about CBU, including a very nicely manicured man's hands. And Heroes, some stuff about our service. Okay, 8 pages of pretty interesting stuff. Not all of it is going to be useful in a listing presentation or whatever, but this is what Coldwell Banker, the corporate level, said, we want our agents to know this stuff for 2018. Okay, this came out about a month ago, so it's not like it's old news or anything. Rip it off, steal it, borrow it, use what is useful to you. Ask someone to help you put together a couple graphs of this, a couple pages worth. I don't know, but figure out how to leverage this from corporate. Okay? Again, that is called quotables. Does anyone have any questions about this before I move into the real trends report? No? Josh, nothing? Nothing? No? No. Okay. All right. Thank you for sitting with me on that. Now here comes the real trends. This is really the industry Bible, the industry standard. Trends is only using the top 500. Okay. This just came out 2 weeks ago or so. And we are all over it. Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties is in here about 8 or 9 times, which doesn't sound maybe all that interesting other than we're in a bunch of different categories because of our production, our growth, and so on and so forth. This thing is 170 pages long. And as I read through it word by word over the next 17 hours, what I really want you to learn is that apparently to be on the cover of Real Trends 500, you need to be a white guy. No, I'm kidding. These are the top 10.
Totally.
These are the top 10 brokers, agents in the country for 2017. And I will tell you what I find interesting, and guys, don't take any offense to this, is that in the Sun Valley market, the top agents are females. They just get the job done. And I know in Grand Junction, a lot of our top agents are. So this is a surprise to me. Real Trends 500, these guys do more business than anyone in the year 2017. Good for them. Way to go, John Colby. Nice hair. So lots and lots of pages. We're not going to look at it all. Please close your eyes as I scroll through. Otherwise, they will start bleeding a little bit because I'm jumping from page to page to page to show you where we are, what's of interest. And again, I have tabulated all this stuff into one spreadsheet, sort of, so you can get all this. You don't need to write this down. But I just wanted to show you that I'm not making it up, okay? All right, I don't know what this ad means, first of all. This is totally confounding to me. If someone can come up, this is the English teacher in me, if someone can tell me what this ad by Properties is doing, I will give you $10, and if it's convincing, I'll give you $10. Okay, so some ads in here.
We're thinking about that for our next video shoot. It's just
Out there,
coincidental.
yeah. This is the Rheology bought a page in this. Congratulations to the best of the best. These are all the companies that we are in a family with. You see us here with Sotheby's and ERA and Century 21. This is weird. Yes, they do. I don't know how this ad got past editorial. Nobody in the world sells more real estate. Yeah, they do. Just saying. Okay. All right, so here we are moving through. We're not going to do this the whole time, I promise you. This is where you should close your eyes because it's going to get bleedy. Page 7 is where the fun starts. This is what I want to show you, just highlighting what Real Trends is. As I said, it's the industry standard. The Real Trends 500, now in its 31st year, remains the undisputed leader in ranking the performance of residential real estate service firms. This is not then about vacant land. It doesn't take farm and ranch into consideration. It's basically residential, homes, condos, townhomes. Okay? Due to the requirement of independent verification, the Real Trend 500 is the trusted source for information about the performance of these firms. If you remember, there was some scuttlebutt. Our president, Charlie Young, sent out a video even saying, look, we go by Real Trends because Keller Williams put out some information in February or so saying this, that, and the other. Charlie Young comes out and says, there's a bunch of noise out there. We wait for Real Trends because this is the one that matters. So this is what we are going by. These are the two guys that do Real Trends, 31 years, the industry standard. Okay, I'm going to jump to page 28. So let's say goodbye to everybody right there and see if I can just move us ahead quickly. 23, close your eyes, almost there. Okay, 500 largest brokers in the U.S. I'm always confused about the difference between brokers and brokerages. Let's just say brokerages right now because these are the companies. We clock in at number 458, folks, in terms of sides. So in terms of production of sides, we are number 458 in the Real Trends Top 500. And look at that, we jumped 38% from 2016 to 2017. So when we're looking at this, everybody, please keep in mind, this is the entire company. So what we do, we spent some time talking about that top level of Coldwell Banker, which is, where do I want to go? Which is corporate. Now we're talking about your company, all 7 of our offices. We are number 458 aggregate in the Real Trends 500 on sides. That's awesome. Close your eyes. I'm jumping ahead 20 pages. Now we're going to go to, I don't know that there's any easy way to do this, so sorry. And if there is, please don't tell me right now. Mark Corner is skiing today because Bozeman got 20 inches. He would be able to tell me how to do this, but he's out today, so he does not have the market cornered today. All right, Real Trends 500 in terms of volume. Remember, we were number 458 in terms of sides. Well, we're still in the top 500 in volume, too. We're number 483 in volume. $580 million in volume in 2017 as a company. A jump of 49%. Now, except for this outlier, and I don't know what that's all about. That's a huge jump. Obviously, we added Bozeman in August. We had a full year of Montrose. So those two things made a difference. But really what made the difference is all of us doing a lot of good work in all of our offices. So say we're number 483 in the country in volume, in residential volume, feels pretty good. Okay, next thing I'm looking at. And again, I have all these things tabulated on a 2-page one sheet. So you don't have to write this down, and I'll send that along. It's not very sexy, but it gets the job done. Now, page 58, Coldwell Banker. So the corporate, each major real estate company has its own section in Real Trends. So here's the Coldwell Banker one. We are number 34 in all of Coldwell Banker's U.S. operations. Okay, number 1 is in Shorewood, Illinois. Great, they have 47 offices and they did 17,000 sides. So we've got them in our sites. Not really. We're number 34. 6 offices, 2,030 sides in 2017. Okay, to be number 34, this little office that started in Sun Valley, and Todd will tell you the story at the drop of a hat, in his garage in 2006, right before the market tanked. Nice job, Todd. Is now number 34 in the Coldwell Banker circle of affiliates. Fantastic stuff. That's in sides, by the way. They do not do this in volume. They only do the affiliates in sides. I hope I'm right. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Jumping ahead to page 101. So someone whistle a tune. Hi, Lexi Lou. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just showed the ad earlier, so I don't know if you saw that, but I showed our full page ad. Thank you for getting that in. It looks awesome. And
very good.
Yeah.
That'll be running in all of the markets. And then, so this is perfect too. So while you are talking to me, in IQ Office, in the documents library, there is a folder called marketing materials that you all should know about. In that, there is a real trends folder. There are team and individual Facebook images for you to go ahead and use an email or on your social media. And then there's also a press release that you can just take, copy and paste the verbiage from that if you'd like. So we have some marketing stuff available to you for real trends. Perfect, Derek, you can go ahead and go in there.
what is she talking about? IQO? What? Okay, so files, documents library. If you don't know your documents library, shame on you. This has so much good stuff in it. It's a wealth of resources. Anything that was recently put in there is in this newest documents. Oh, look, Real Trends press release. Oh, look, Team Real. Oh, look, oh, look, oh, look. Okay, so that's all right there. Or you can come down here into marketing materials, as Lexi Lou said. And where am I going to find it? Real Trends.
Real Trends.
So, not super intuitive, Lexi. I'm not sure. That the trail doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Marketing Real. Someone's writing this down. Okay, thank you so much, Lexi. That's awesome. Okay, back to here. We are now on page 101. Analysis of the 2018 Real Trends 500 franchise independent breakdown. Okay, this is going to be a little confusing, and I had to text Todd about this. Remember in the quotables, it said we did 730,000 sides for $242 billion in 2017. Well, then you look at the Real Trends, and it says 509,000 sides for $188 billion. That's a $60 billion gap and a $221,000 gap in sides. What Todd told me, and I think this is going to be confirmed by David Marine, who I've also emailed, is that Real Trends only looks at the top 500 companies in that family. Okay, and if anyone knows more about this and can chime in, that's awesome. But it only takes the 500 top Coldwell Bankers, so it's missing however many. Like there's 3,000 offices, right? So if it's taken 500, that's probably 2,500 of the offices, I would imagine, assuming that they have 3 or 4 offices per company. At any rate, this number then is not the number that Coldwell Banker is publishing, and I think it's totally fine for you to say 242 billion on 730,000 sides, even though the Real Trend says this. Likely that the same holds true for Keller Williams. Their volume is probably higher and size higher. It looks like we lost the battle to KW by $10 billion this last year. Nothing to cry about, but I do think we were ahead of them a couple years ago, just the way things work. I don't know what leading RE is, and they just totally crushed it. Does anyone know what leading RE is so that I can be a little smarter here? Obviously, RE stands for real estate. I get that. No one has to explain that one to me twice. Anyway.
And they're in the lead.
And they're in the lead. Yes,
lead.
they're the leading RE. Maybe that's all it means, is that the leaders are up there. So well named. If they don't lead next year, what are they going to call them? Following RE? Okay, page 106 is our next one. And then we're almost done with looking at all this stuff, so I appreciate your patience. Top movers. This is ranking of the 50 firms in Real Trends 500 by sides that had the largest percentage increase in sides. from 2016 to 17. So this isn't about size per se, it's about percentage increase. So it doesn't just reward the huge firms, it rewards all firms that did more business. So we are number 28 in the top movers in side increase, 2016 over 2017. Okay, 38% jump. Excellent. And we are number 28 as well in volume increase, which is right here. Sorry, not number 28. Oh, where'd we go? Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, sorry, this isn't the one I want. That's volume overall, rewards the big boys. Let's look at the, sorry. Right here, number 25. In percentage of volume increase, 49% volume increase 2016 to 2017. Hope everybody sees where I am here. Went from 388 million in 2016 to 580 million in 2017. That's awesome. So we're number 25 on that. A couple more things to show you. On page 115, you can be proud of the fact that your company is number 13 in top 5-year movers transaction percentage increase. Okay, in the last 5 years, we have gone from 543 transactions to 2,030. So in 5 years, we've increased 274%, which is just on the heels of, not really, it's awesome. So granted, that means we have more offices, but that's fine. That's growth, right? And so jumping that much over 5 years feels pretty good. Similarly, our volume has increased. We are number 9 in volume movement percentage. That's on page 119. We are number 9 in volume increase. So our sides increased 274%. Our volume increased 469%. Which, if you do any kind of stats, you know that means our average sales price was higher than it had been when this started. So in the last 5 years, we've jumped almost 5 times, 500% in volume as a company. So really, really awesome stuff. This thing goes on for a while longer. It's got people that, companies that did $1 billion of business, the Billionaires Club, really catchy name. And then up-and-comers, which we used to be part of, but we're not because now we're here. You can't be an up-and-comer if you're already at the party, and we are at the party. Okay? All right. You probably have a headache by now, but I do have one more thing to show you. Who is that in Montrose, in the office conference room in Montrose? I just want to say hi to someone in Montrose.
Hi. I'm filling in for Lisa, and I was just checking out what you guys think.
Excellent. Okay, one last thing to show you. Remember, we started with the corporate, and then we looked at the company. That's what we were just doing right there. I had the office breakdowns for you. Can I just show you really quick? I've shown you this before, but now that we've been looking at the corporate stuff, this will make a little bit more sense. Here was the stuff we just looked at in real trends. So that's all real trend stuff. This is the thing I'm going to show you so you don't have to go searching for it. CBDP offices 2017 versus 2016. I've given you this before, but hopefully it'll make more sense now. Bozeman, not applicable because they were not in our family last year. Craig, they jumped 25% in volume, 8% sides. Grand Junction up 36% both ways. Montrose didn't have a 2016 with us. Steamboat's up. Sun Valley's up. Vale's up. CBCPP is up, which is our commercial. Do you get the gist here? Each office is up. Our company is up. Coldwell Banker is up. Do you see where I'm going with any of this stuff? So really, really fantastic. Okay, now hold on. Was I sharing my screen or not? No? Oh, that probably didn't make any sense. That's awesome. Okay, sorry, one more time real quick. Everybody's up. Look at, this is what I'm going to show you. This is 2016 to 2017. Steamboat's up. Sun Valley's up. Vale's up. Commercial's up. Grand Junction's up. Craig's up. That's pretty up.
One thing that I noticed in the Real Trends report, if you scroll up that page, in the categories where we're the fastest growing company, I didn't see any other Coldwell Banker offices ahead of ours in those. There were other brokerages who were higher, but didn't seem like we were the #1 fastest growing of the Coldwell Bankers.
That's a good point. I can dig into that a little bit more. Thanks, Jennifer. I thought I was done in the real trends, but I'll get back in there for you so that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's a good point. And you know that we're part of the Circle of Excellence for the Coldwell Banker company, and part of that is because we are doing more of this than almost any other Coldwell Banker company out there. Okay, can you bear with me for about 5 more minutes of numbers? And then I've got some hilarious jokes. Great, no one said no. So this is our company as a whole in 2018. All the stuff I just showed you is about 2017. Our growth from 2016 to 2017. Hey, that's awesome. Look at all the growth we had. Well, guess what? 2018, guess what we're still doing? We had a great 2017, and yet our 2018 is shaping up to be even better as a company. I had this broken down by office, but I think that we would have all just vomited and fallen asleep had we had to look at more of these spreadsheets. So this is the company-wide spreadsheet for the first quarter. You see the dates 1/1 to 3/31. That's quarter 1. What is Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties doing in the first quarter as a company? So we are in that second level, corporate here, company here, and then you can look at your own office and your own production on your own. At any rate, our sales staff is equal from this year to last year. That's great, 194 agents. We've taken more listings this year, 378 versus 364 last year at this time. So that's a 4% increase. Our inventory is down. That's a nationwide trend, obviously, trending in the wrong direction. We're down about 20% as a company in terms of listing inventory. So while we've taken more, our inventory is down, which means, good news, that we are selling more. Okay? So there's some good to this, but it does mean that inventory is down. Opens, I don't want to talk about that because I don't really, I care about opening deals, but that's not really where I get excited. Pending, same thing. Cancellations, whatever. Here's what we're going to look at finally is the closed. Remember, this column is this current year. This column is 2017, year to date, same time period. Gross commission income year to date for our agents, our 194 agents in the company, is $3.4 million so far. That's gross commission income versus 2.2 last year at this time, which is an increase. Karen, do the math. That's right, 56.4%. Karen, you got it on the head. Karen does these spreadsheets, by the way. You wonder what she's doing in Steamboat. She and Mix are making these spreadsheets happen. Karen, they're awesome. I don't even care if they're true. They just look nice. What else do we have? Total revenue. I don't want to get into that. Here's the rest of the awesome news. You don't see any negative signs on here. Total revenue adjusted gross commission, 3.4 this year versus 2.2 last year. That's a 57% increase. That means our 194 agents are making more money this year, which is the whole point of this, sort of. It is. It's important. Listing sides taken. We've taken that doesn't make any sense to me. Here's the sides. We are up 37% in total closed sides, 462 to 336. I would love to know what that 0.01 was. I actually think it was a business commercial sold like a tiny part of a room. Anyway, our sales so far this year in the first quarter, 132 million to 82 at the same time frame last year, 59% increase. If these numbers don't get you excited about the company you're working for and the marketing support that you have and the corporate services support and the transaction concierge and the referral stuff and your OMs and your MDs, man, this is great news. Keep in mind, this is on top of a 2017 that was off the charts. This is like the Beatles releasing Rubber Soul and then Abbey Road and then other albums that they released. I obviously am not a Beatles fan. But it's like, oh, hi, Montrose. Okay, this is awesome, I think. Okay, and I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, look at we're winning the arms race. I'm just showing you the numbers. You figure out how to make these numbers work for you. You figure out how to leverage the great stuff that you as an agent are doing. Because all of these numbers, corporate, company, office, really come from what you're doing on a daily basis. Whether you're closing on a daily basis or whether you're just putting together a deal, whether you're bringing a listing, all of those numbers that we just looked at, that whole stew, is because of the work that each and every individual agent is doing on a daily basis. So those are the 4 levels: agent, office, company, and corporate. And none of them work without the other. Leverage your brand, leverage your company, leverage your office, and at the same time, all of those things benefit because of you. Okay, so I've tried to be really zen about this, and I don't know if it's worked for you. It certainly has kept me going. I know this seems weird. I don't usually like to talk, and here I've talked for about 41 minutes nonstop about numbers, and I'm an English teacher, so go figure that out. At any rate, I've stopped sharing my screen. I'd love to hear any thoughts about this, about what you saw, about what more you'd like to see from a numbers standpoint, about, here, let me put the glass in. The glass is always half full with Jennifer. See her little head now? It's all distorted. Woo, there's Jennifer. And she looks like she's sitting in my coffee mug. That's awesome. And I'm going to screenshot that. Control-Alt. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Anyway, what's on your mind? Any questions about what you've seen? Any questions about what else you'd like to know about where we stand right now? Okay. I'll send a lot of this to you. The Real Trends report is 13 megabytes, so I don't know that I want to throw that out there. Lexi is not on the call, but I'll see if it's in the shared, or sorry, if it's in IQO, and if it's not, I'll just go ahead and move that entire report in there. If you're a wonk, it might be interesting. Jennifer's a wonk. She wants to know more about how we're doing versus other Coldwell Banker offices. So I'll put that in there. You can look at it at your leisure. But otherwise, I hope that some of these numbers stood out to you and confirmed for you that you were in the right company with the right people behind you. And all of us OMs and our corporate people, we all feel like we've got the right agents with us. So, see, there's more Zen. What else?
Turks and Caicos is British colonies southeast of the Bahamas.
Southeast of the Bahamas. That's Turks and Caicos. Karen, you haven't been to Turks and Caicos? Yes, you have? I believe it. I bet you there's fewer islands that you haven't been to than you have.
Can you go to just Turks, or do you have to go?
Yeah, is it 1 island or is it 2? Karen, unmute yourself and tell us some things. It's 2. There's Turks and there's Caicos? No. Would you unmute yourself and talk?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. The Turks and Caicos is a series of islands. And it's Caicos, not Caicos.
Thank you.
And yes, I have been there. It's pretty flat, very resorty. The water is absolutely crystal clear. Good place for diving and snorkeling.
And are there a lot of people from Turkey there, just out of curiosity?
No, there's no turkeys there. Has nothing to do with Turkey.
Well, I'm learning less and less every day. This is great. Anything else from any offices? No? Okay, well, keep up the great work. Have a wonderful tax-free weekend. And next week, I do think, unless I'm told otherwise, that we're going to do CBX because it's rebooting, it's relaunching, and I hope it's ready for next week so we can learn more about that powerful tool and you can use it for your listing presentations. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll send you stuff when it's all ready, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.